the sad statistic is that 90 to 95% of people think they're self-aware, when in reality only 10 to 15% are. Everybody's got blind spots.
Yeah, for sure. And I, in my head, I think it can be even simpler than that. It doesn't have to be that there's necessarily a problem. I think it really can come down for a lot of people if they're asking themselves one or two questions over and over. If they're asking themselves, why is this happening, or why do I do it this way? And they're asking the why questions.
Why do I always end up here?
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah, why does the same pattern?
Why does the same thing happen? Or the other one is, or the other question that if they're asking themselves and they're trying to figure out internally, that should be included as like, hey, I should go talk to this person, is how? How do I get to here? And I think making that shift from, you got to have a problem to come get a coach or talk to a therapist, to, hey, I'm trying to figure out these things that move me forward because here's where I want to be. That changes the whole paradigm around the conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that when you say, I keep asking myself, why is this and why is that? I'm going to ask someone who can actually help me figure out the why instead of just, continually dwelling on it. Now it's a positive conversation. It's not a I'm broken and I need to fix myself conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And along those lines too, it's, sometimes exactly, people who I work with, they just want to get to the next level. And they just want to figure out what a bigger, better version of them would look like in growing their business or in getting to the next level position or whatever it may be. And that's not necessarily because they're doing anything wrong. However, everyone's got mindset barriers that keep them from, they hit their own ceilings. And that's never a negative thing. It's just the reality of being human. And we can't see things for ourselves because we live with ourselves every day. Like I am very open about being a therapist who has a therapist and a coach and, and all the things too, because it's just part of being human.
Well, honestly, if you're seeing a therapist or a coach and they don't have one of their own, are they probably the right one to be talking to?
Yeah, because they obviously don't believe in either therapy or coaching, one of the two, right? Yeah, and I love the idea that it's helping the best get better, because for a lot of us that have achieved some things and found some level of success, I don't want to move backwards. I want to level up, right? And do something in a bigger way, or impact more people in a louder way, or find some more, personal success, on this journey. And, sometimes you just need a damn sounding board to filter the damn thoughts in your head. Hey, I'm thinking about this. And when you got somebody that's clinically trained to, not only help you think through it, but poke through why you may be thinking in a certain direction, there's a lot of power in that, in the ability to get that kind of feedback. And I just think a lot of people either they may not want the feedback or they don't like the feedback, but I think the best of the best thrive off of that said feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. You've said this before, Donnie, it's like, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. Yep. You always want to be bettering yourself in some way. And yeah, it's unfortunate that more people don't take advantage of it. But when I'm working with clients and let's say we did do some, we had to work through some issues that were going on, but now they're ready for more of like the coaching piece of it. I'm like, this is the fun part. Now we get to really look at the future and what your idea of the you 1 year from now, or the you 5 years from now, whatever it is, what you want that to look like. And that's exciting.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things to do with you, honestly, is to sit down and go, okay, I'm thinking about taking the business this direction and doing these things. These are some of the issues that are rising as we're doing it. These are some of the things that I'm thinking about trying to employ. Help me walk through those. And, the conversation then gets pushed to, cool, what do you think? The pushback and everything to allow us to get there. And I think most honestly for me, you've helped me see where there's times that I think and maybe see big picture. And then there's times I'm looking at it through a too small a lens because I haven't been able to see the whole scope of things. I know you have several like processes and things people can go through on their own to work on themselves and to better the things they're doing. If they're not ready to reach out to a coach or a therapist, what are some of the things that people could potentially do themselves to start working on themselves to help the best get better?